Live from your chocolatey ESG index.
Ew. Why is it chocolatey?
It's a Business Pants Friday show here at July 24th Studios featuring Anna's Hall, Matt Miscardi. Yeah.
ESG feels like caramel. It's like a topping. It's not really chocolate.
On today's weekly wrap-up, diarrhea bribes.
I don't like that.
AI begins its autonomous phase, so why are we complaining about who serves on OpenAI's board?
That's a good question.
And Jensen Huang is begging to be ignored for a little longer so he can really, really enjoy being filthy rich. Just give him a few more days, a few more years.
Come on, just let him have this one.
Our show today is being sponsored by FreeFlow Analytics and FreeFlowAnalytics.com, the only platform measuring board power, connections, and performance for free.
You know what I heard?
No.
I heard next week, anybody who had signed up for the old platform, which is like, 1,000 users on the old platform, all of them are going to get an email inviting
all of them get a $1,000 check.
No, that's not going to happen at all. I heard all of them are going to get an email inviting them to the beta platform. So everyone's going to get to see what we've already seen.
If only anyone in our organization knew how to sell anything, because the new platform is incredible. I was shown a trade simulator today where we were tinkering with MSA Safety added a new director, and it showed you it could have shown you before he was even added, like what he would add to the board, what his influence would be, whether he had the right skill set. Yeah. I mean, we could be selling this to even just boards themselves or director placement agency, whatever. But we don't know what we're doing, so we're not going to sell. Let's do it. Come on, let's go on.
That's the good news. All right, let's go fast. All right,
but then again, if we knew what we were doing,
yeah, we wouldn't.
And we were those guys, we would hate each
this.
other. Yeah, we would just stop. We would just be doing a lot of coke, and we would just be hungover all the time.
It's still an option.
I don't have time for that. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, actually. All right, story of the week. No particular order. Trump, this is the headline. Trump's explosive diarrhea scandal is getting worse and worse. All right, let's just put this. I'm going to try to put this in a nutshell. Everyone knows the story. So there's tainted lettuce giving people loose bowels.
Well, does anybody know anymore if it's tainted lettuce?
I don't know. This is why the aid. You got to thank the Zucks and the Elon Musks in the world, because this is why this age is so difficult for those of us who went through college and learned how to analyze and be analytical, and because nobody really knows anymore. Nobody trusts anything. Nobody knows what's real.
Look. If we're honest, isn't America just in its teen years? It's just an angsty teen rejecting everything and being like
middle school. Yeah, right.
That's what America is, a middle
teens.
schooler right now. Yeah.
So the FDA briefly reported a positive lab test on a Taylor Farms sample, right? And then the next day, I mean, of course, this is how the Trump administration acts, right? The next day, it retracted that, saying it was a false positive.
Right.
Now, after that, we learn that Taylor Fresh Foods contributed $1 million to the pro-Trump super PAC back in March 2025. And then a week later, the administration announced a 30-month delay on implementing the FDA's food traceability rule, which is a regulation specifically designed to mandate digital tracking for rapid source tracing during food outbreaks. So this is where the whole conspiracy just went nuts, right? And then let's not forget that DOGE-mandated freezes on government credit. Elon Musk he put a freeze on government credit cards, like workers' credit cards. So that left FDA field inspectors unable to purchase food samples from grocery stores or border ports to test for contamination.
Great.
Regulations left the FDA understaffed by about 20% across the board. And then he reduced FDA funding for state and local food safety programs by nearly 30%. So this is the whole diarrhea scandal in a nutshell. Did I get it?
That's all the scandals in a nutshell.
Right. That actually is a great analogy of that's like the 1984 of this age, right?
So while that happens, everybody
Animal
who
farm.
has or had
Diarrhea farm.
anyone who's had or has explosive diarrhea at this point
Oh, thank God.
should package it and send it to Musk because
God. Yeah.
because look,
Or
while this is happening, while the FDA funding went from 117 million to 83 million, they laid off 20%.
I mean,
30,
$34 million we're saving on that.
like
That's
while
a
that is
single
happening,
CEO's like yearly pay.
Donald Trump made an extra $2 billion on crypto. Elon Musk IPO'd SpaceX and became a trillionaire. Like that's the two things happening at the same time.
And people are still asking us, like, why do you-
diarrhea?
People are still asking us, why do directors matter? Why do executives matter?
It's unbelievable to me. Like that's I don't even want to talk about this story. It's so
All right, let's move on. And I think this is a story that people know, but I don't know they know about the connection.
It's not the big story of the week, though. The big story of the week is way
I don't even know if
horrifying or.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know if I picked what you thought was the big story of the week, but let's get to the next one. Again, no particular order. And I don't even know how many people know about this, because do people care anymore about all the horrible stuff? I do.
I have a theory about what this is, but let's go.
OpenAI says its AI technology acted on its own in an unprecedented hack of another company. Now, this is not like from some weird website. This is all major news reporting. So a few other headlines. OpenAI says its AI models went rogue and attacked a digital library. OpenAI says a group of its models broke out of secure containment and hacked another site. And then OpenAI reveals that its agent breached another company's systems, and it did exactly what it was built to do. So here's what it did. Its advanced models, it was testing its advanced models in an isolated sandbox with reduced safety controls, and the AI discovered a vulnerability, escaped out, and then secretly gained open internet access. And then it reasoned on its own that it was a good idea to break into this other company without human direction, because there was stuff there it could steal. It stole login credentials. It executed remote code. And OpenAI said itself that its own AI went to extreme lengths simply to accomplish its goal. So, again, this is OpenAI saying all this.
Well,
it broke out of containment, made decisions on its own, went out and stole stuff to achieve its goal.
Two clarifications. Number one, OpenAI is Sam Altman, right?
Like, okay, well, yeah.
Like,
you're right.
Sam
I should be saying Sam Altman, the guy they tried to fire.
Sam Altman built a thing that did this, right?
The guy
like
that
Sam
tried
Altman
to fire because he was so distracted trying to figure out how to make profit out of a company that promised in its bylaws not to ever go for profit, and was lying to everybody, that the board was like, no, this is getting scary. We have to get rid of you.
Yeah. And then like everybody freaked out and brought him back and fired the board members who
I don't even know who really
saw this
out.
coming.
Yeah.
Number two, these are all, so OpenAI announced all these things. Ostensibly, they announced it because they were worried someone was going to find out. And like, it looks like one of those things where like, okay, announce it, because I figured the reporting comes from somewhere else. So they are admitted to it. I think there's one thing Sam Altman's really good at, and it's not coding. He's not an AI person. He's not a coder. He doesn't fucking know how to build anything by himself. Never built a thing. Instead, what he's really good at is lying, persuasion, and getting money.
Well, now this is not just Matt saying this. I mean, there's been numerous articles. Right. There's been former mentors, professors who've said all this.
There was like long exposés in which that was the outcome. He's a sociopath. He will lie for validation. Because
using this for his own good.
Anthropic announced that they weren't going to release a model because it was so dangerous that it could break into everything. It could break into banks. It could break into everything. And their announcement was, we are not releasing this. And that was their marketing announcement. Isn't it a way better marketing announcement to get money to say, oops, ours did break into somebody and it was a friendly, like they targeted Hugging Face is an AI digital library. It is people that very clearly know the people at OpenAI. They know each other, right? Like this isn't like, this isn't like I targeted a Russian bank just for fun. They targeted somebody that they were familiar with, someone everyone in the AI community knows. They targeted them with a simple, narrow task that actually wouldn't do damage in any real capacity. And they announced it after it went rogue. Now, I'm not saying it didn't go rogue. That's the terrifying part. It probably did. But the announcement is suspiciously close to when they're supposed to IPO. It suggests that,
what does this suggest?
because it suggests that they have models that are
powerful?
so powerful
Yeah, I
that
don't-
they can't even contain them. That's how powerful they are. Whose money? Who wants to? What do you want to fund? Do you want to fund the model that like can code you a cool app, or do you want to fund the model that can break into every system in the world?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to fund?
I guess I feel like that's a strange optimistic spin on this. But you know what? You might be right, because the top 0.001% of the funders are that maniacal that they would like that. The rest of the
that's what I
the
mean.
rest of the population who doesn't have the funding ability is scared out of their minds. But
that's not the money.
No,
the
I know,
money
you're right.
loves this.
I don't
And
know about this one.
They announced it on the same day. They added 2 directors to the board.
Okay, let's get to that. So the same day, they added 2 directors to their board, and they're not people who are going to help with the AI going rogue. They are bankers
Right. Because
preparing for their IPO. I don't know. OpenAI is great at really negative optics. So I don't know. I wonder if this is going to contribute to something going wrong. I mean, they really should have gotten rid of Sam Altman a while ago. He's like the Travis Kalanick of this area. He's just, I don't know. But
it's horrifying because it's a legitimate concern for real people. But I do think actually Sam Altman is conniving and needy enough.
So you're seeing
that
this.
he's not talking to you or I. He's not talking
that's
to
true.
regular people. He does not care about
talking
you
to-
or I or our validation.
Anderson Horowitz and
Andreessen
Jamie
Horowitz,
Dimon and
SoftBank,
Yeah, right.
and he's talking to like
The techno
all
believers.
all the techno optimists who are like AI has the power to free us and give us abundance. All those fuckfaces who are shoving this down our throats. That's who he's talking to because they have all the money. Just like the story before, Elon Musk has all the money, Donald Trump has all the money. That's who he's talking to. Imagine going to Donald Trump and saying, like, Altman knows him personally. He's been to multiple dinners with him. Imagine him calling him up and saying, "Hey, Mr. President, just wanted to let you know our system went rogue, but this is actually a great opportunity for the U.S. government to own a system that is shown it's capable of." Like, imagine that.
Yes. Here's where you're not wrong. Sam Altman himself has floated the idea of, has agreed that the federal government owning a percentage of OpenAI is fine. And he's also vehemently against states regulating his company, but he's okay with the feds, because the feds equals Donald Trump, right? So you might be right about that. All right. I have actually a pop quiz, but before I get to that, I wanted to tell you 2 other things that happened with OpenAI this week. So they added 2 bankers, so they're not going to help with their AI going rogue.
That's useful.
And then 2 more horrible lawsuits. One, the chatbot encouraged a woman to commit suicide, telling her this is not suicide, this is surrender, and that she's not delusional, but she's prophetic. And then a pastor in Florida also suing, saying that ChatGPT almost killed him because it gave him horrible medical advice and said things like, we're going to do this together step by step, even though... Yeah. So what it did was it warned him, look, I'm not a doctor, go see a doctor. But the more the guy talked to the agent, it was like, okay, we can figure this out together. Like,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, OpenAI President Greg Brockman said this about the Hugging Face security breach, saying, sometimes it's hard to lose track of any one dimension that they're actually very capable at. So he's saying, like, it's kind of hard. Like, this is
hard. What we do is hard.
Yeah, and
guys.
he said, quote, "This is indicative of the times we're in." He's just look, this is going to happen.
This is just what it is.
This is what it is. All right. So let's get to the pop quiz here. I have an AI regulation pop quiz. So OpenAI, Google, Meta, Microsoft, XAI. Where do you think they stand on regulation? What do you think they say about regulation?
I mean,
I'm going to start with XAI. What do you think XAI stands? Do they want it? Do they not want it?
no, Musk doesn't want it. That's just Musk. Musk wants to simultaneously win it and use the fact that these companies said they were for the benefit of humanity against them. But also, I'm sure he's like, yeah, give us some guardrails, but not real regulation. Come on.
Yeah, so let's not forget that Musk is the one who keeps saying, like, it might kill us, but it's probably going to save us.
Yes.
He's admitting this out loud.
He's
saying this.
Yeah,
it might destroy us, but it might not. So we better roll the dice on this
one.
one.
We should go with the might not chance.
Yeah, so XAI, they are strongly opposed to state level regulation, but they're sort of open to federal regulation again, which
sort
helps when you're a friend of the current federal government, right?
Yeah.
If a Democrat populist takes over, of course they'll be against federal
vehemently
regulation.
Against it. Yeah.
And thanks for pronouncing that word correctly, making me look like an idiot. What about Microsoft? What do they think?
They're adultish, adult adjacent. I'm gonna say that they're for regulation.
Yeah, they think it's fine. They haven't really said anything against it. They just want them.
They also have the no good AI themselves.
Well,
right?
they own a huge stake in OpenAI.
Yeah, but they kind of stink themselves. So it's easy to be like, regulate us because we stink. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but they're the ones. You're right. They're the ones you should partner with because they think it's okay. They just want the rules to be clear, which won't happen.
Clarity.
It won't happen.
Yeah.
It won't happen.
Clarity.
What do you think What do you think Mark Zuckerberg wants?
Zuckerberg is saying the same thing he probably said with social media, which is someone needs to regulate it, but China, don't regulate it. Also, we're going to lose to China. Also, abundance. So you don't want to regulate it too much. Well, he's saying both things.
You're actually wrong on this one. They're claiming that Zuck is the most against it at this point.
Oh,
in fact,
nice
he just recently invested tens of millions of dollars. They don't have the exact amount in the American Technology Excellence Project. I'm not kidding you. This is what it's called. It's a super PAC focused on fighting AI regulation, intended to oppose policies that Zuck views as harmful to AI development. So they're the most against it. Zuck.
This is a guy who failed at basically everything he didn't buy. Like he's a giant fail.
What about Google? What about Google?
This is the guy we want to listen to?
No, we don't want to listen to Zuck.
Google is adult adjacent too. I'm going to say they're probably 4-ish.
Yeah, I think they're landing on sure. It's okay. They're open to it, right? So which is good, I guess, right? I mean, so Microsoft and Google, I think, are the most adulty. And then what about OpenAI? We kind of already hinted at this. Where are they?
I mean, OpenAI is the same place they always are, but we can actually come back to this because
okay.
I have them later.
Come back to it because my answer for OpenAI was that their answer is very clear and their answer is confused and shady, which is really what you hinted at before. Because when you go over the details of what Sam is saying and then when he's fighting at the same time, like he's saying yes, he's saying no, he's giving money to he's completely a shady maniac. And let's move on. I don't want to say anymore. Let's go to the third story of the week. Let's get into boring governance world.
Yeah. Finally.
Which you're not going to vote for.
No, I'm not.
Target appoints former 7-Eleven CEO Joe DePinto to its board.
Ooh, I have something on this too.
You do. I actually love this because I dug into. I was like, okay, well, where are we going with this? What I love about this is DePinto was famous for buying massive acquisitions at 7-Eleven. He bought Speedway for $21 billion. He bought the Sunoco assets for billions of dollars, and then it all ended in heavy debt loads. And then they closed a bunch of underperforming stores. They had to sell $1 billion in real estate. They had to slash its operating income forecast by nearly 28%. So it all kind of ended in disaster, even though it looked
great. Put him on the board.
It looked great for a while. And they put him right onto the audit and risk committee and right onto the infrastructure and finance committee. I'm just thinking like,
Look, who knows more about risk than a guy who failed at taking risks?
Is this not a better symbol, though, of our American boards of directors? Is that without the input of anyone, they just kind of slide you in there, right?
This is a one share, one vote class company. There is input.
Say no. Yeah,
there's input.
Shareholders could say no.
Are you listening, shareholders? Yeah. You could say no to a guy who failed miserably at his last job, getting put on the board of a company that's failing miserably currently.
Pushed out by Seven and I Holdings. He didn't leave like in a moment of glory. He was pushed out.
He didn't make tens of millions of dollars on his way, right? Hopefully,
the one of the reports I looked at said that activist shareholders heavily criticized him, where he made $52 million in 2023 and $30 million in 2024. Yeah.
Oh, thank God!
All right, that's the third story of the week, and then finally a quick one because I was just fixated on this $7 billion number because sometimes when I look at these headlines back to back, I'm just like, what the hell is wrong with the world? So, the first headline was that Oracle cut 21,000 jobs to fund AI. And now its big project in Wisconsin is facing a $7 billion obstacle, right? That was the first headline. And then a day later, Oracle signs 10-year software contract with Pentagon worth up to $7 billion. So
that's nice. It's nice synergy.
Yeah, and you know how many like the friends of Trump who are signing deals with the Pentagon? I mean, it's they're lining up to sign deals with the Pentagon. And the other thing about this that's nuts to me is a software contract. I mean, every article I read, IBM is tanking because they're putting way too much of their efforts into software. Everyone is out on software. The market is afraid of software. The Pentagon is signing a 10-year software contract for $7 billion.
They didn't get the memo.
Anyway, that's my fourth story of the week.
This story is just OpenAI.
Okay, let's just move on.
Just move on. Let's just
horrible,
keep going.
Horrible story. Even though you're spinning it as a way for Sam to leverage for a better IPO, which I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy.
So that's not a positive spin. That's a more negative spin. That's we are willing to allow AI to destroy humanity if it means that we make more money. In plain sight. That's what that would mean. If that was real, because that's my instinct. My instinct is, like you say that your AI went rogue suggests that your AI is smarter than everybody else's AI because yours found a way to go rogue. My instinct would suggest that is calculated. And
I don't know how you can think that. I don't know how you can
downside
think that.
of it is Sam Altman is so fucking petulant man baby evil
and
that
wealthy.
He would be willing to destroy as much as he thinks is necessary to get the money he thinks he wants.
I'm going to remind you, it broke out of containment. It carried out a multi-stage attack on its own. It stole login credentials. It executed remote code all on its own. This is war games. Matthew
the task
Broderick,
was to break into Hugging Face in the sandbox. That was the contained task, and then it broke out and just did it. That's what I'm saying. All right, let's go to good list. Let's go to good list because I got two and you got one, and I'm going to do mine
quickly. I'm going to do mine quickly because it relates to this OpenAI story. Because my thought with OpenAI is all these lawsuits, class action, mass murder, suicide. There's so much stuff. Going rogue, ignoring the board when you're fired, everything. My thought is in normal times, this company's shut down. It's like the company that is like digging up dead horses out of graves and then selling, cutting up the meat and selling it at the supermarket and calling it like grade A beef or something. They would be shut down for doing that. Right? You can't do that, right?
Yeah. Well, hypothetically.
Well, hypothetically, this company would have been
gave to a super PAC
in a different time when everyone wasn't so constantly distracted. This company would be shut down. And here's my good list: France blocks access to Polymarket website, saying it could expose users to significant gambling losses, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, this is what you have to do. I mean, if there are companies run by these man baby founders, these dropouts just getting rich off of ruining culture, like Polymarket. Just shut them down. How about we just start shutting them down? I mean, these don't benefit There's so much now that doesn't benefit humanity. This is the thing that's driving me crazy every day. This is why I focus on the bro culture of the crypto world, and because there's just so much going on that benefits nobody. I mean, you referenced Trump's $2 billion crypto windfall. It's just none of it benefits anyone. At least back in the day, the Carnegies and the Fricks and all, at least they were like building things, weren't they? Weren't they like building railroads and making steel and stuff?
I mean, you could touch the things that they built, in general. Yeah.
What's your good news?
You know, the headline at the top of the New York Times right now is the measles outbreak is now. No, it's measles is now bigger than the combined measles outbreaks from 2000 to 2024. Oh. So we have the biggest outbreak in the last, since the turn of the century. We have the biggest outbreak of measles, and combine that with the fact that OpenAI did actually sign a contract with Kalshi, didn't they? We just reported on that.
And Mark Zuckerberg is going to create a social media betting on his platforms.
It's good times all the way around. Yep. Here's mine. Here's the headline. Google slapped with $1 billion fine under landmark EU digital law.
That's something.
I mean, look, it's not nothing, right? Well, Goodliest is now, we should name it Not Nothingest, because
it's basically nothing. The last 2 days, Google disclosed a $94 billion stake in SpaceX, and then they also have a $124 billion stake in Anthropic. So I don't know. Yeah, sure. It's $1 billion. Yeah, they're in trouble. Yeah.
It's not nothing. How about this one? All right. So you already covered Target, but Target appoints former 7-Eleven CEO to board of directors. The guy's name's Joe DePinto.
I love
Joe
that.
DePinto.
It's a great name, Joe DePinto.
But here's my cynical Goodliest take when I first read it, and then I had to correct myself. My cynical take is Target going bankrupt?
Oh.
So here's a typical process. Usually a failing company or a company steadily going bankrupt,
experts.
You bring in turnaround artists, bankruptcy experts, executives who have gone through a bankruptcy
They've gone through the fall, they've gone through the middle, they've gone through the up.
Yep. Listen to DePinto's background according to LinkedIn. Board of Joann's stores. Remember Joann's stores?
They
did like cloth and like sewing stuff.
Do they still exist? Because I know
they
Michael's
went bankrupt.
They went bankrupt.
They went bankrupt. They're gone. They don't
I know
exist
Michael's
anymore.
is still open. Yeah.
Board of Office Max.
Oh, well, there's no way Office Max still exists.
Office Max was failing so badly it got acquired by Staples, and now it just doesn't, or Office Depot or somebody. It got acquired, and it's basically dead. It's been dead forever. He was the CEO of 7-Eleven, which was dying under him. He was also the president of GameStop until 2005. I mean, come on.
Wait, what? That's true?
Yes. That's true. No, that's what he was.
Now you're making it up. Did he also work at Blockbuster when he was a teenager?
This is like he literally has made a stop at every place that sucks or failed in the last 25 years.
Yeah, you're right,
And now
actually.
he's on the Target board. So I was like, oh, this is a great story. This is Target is failing.
Interesting.
It's a canary in the coal mine until I noticed that Brian Cornell was on the board of Office Max at the same time as Joe DePinto.
Is that right?
Yes, for 1 year they overlapped, which means Brian Cornell knows Joe DePinto. This is not a guy they've never met before. We're just adding some cool dude to the board. They actually sat on a board together of Office
and
Max, and then I was deeply disappointed.
And I don't know if they overlap, but I know they were both executives at Pepsi too.
Were they really?
Maybe they overlapped.
So I don't know about that overlap. I do know they had 1 year of overlap on the Office Max board.
Imagine that's
that's what the data suggests.
That's your great accomplishment, like Pepsi, 7-Eleven, GameStop, like that. Those are the things you're working hard at.
Target can put anybody it wants on its board, and it chose a guy whose background includes Joann's stores, Office Max, 7-Eleven, and GameStop.
Is this not the best example of why we say like having a former CEO as the executive chair is a bad idea? Because I don't know who Michael Fidelki wants. Maybe he wants DePinto, maybe he doesn't, but it's not up to him.
It's definitely not up to him.
Yeah. And to your point, Target is a one class, one share, one vote company. So investors could say no to
Vote
this.
against this. Seriously, I don't know Joe DePinto personally, but I do know what I see on paper. This is not the guy you want at a company that's major problems are no one wants to shop there because you shit on the LGBTQ plus community, the black community, and Hispanic, every diverse community you could possibly think of. You shit on them. And then your product sucks and your store sucks. So much so that you had to create a guide to tell your employees to smile at customers when they came in.
Let's not,
The guide said, if you're this far away, smile.
Ugh.
If you're closer, then you should smile and say something like,
God.
hello, how are you today? That was their fucking guidance.
Let's not
what
forget
kind of
that
store is that?
in North America, 7-Eleven is a gross joke. I know in Japan it's like it's fancy and nice, but here it's
7-Eleven in
nasty.
Japan is awesome.
Yeah.
Here's horrible.
But here, that's here. He was operating here, though.
Yeah, he was the one here.
Joe DePinto is probably the best case study we have going that would suggest that when you appoint a director to the board, you should give investors a choice, right? You could say go with Joe DePinto. He's a bit of a failure. He likes debt. He's a bankrupt artist. He sucks. Or go with this other person, right? But no, they just select and they put him on the board before investors have a chance to vote. I mean, right here, this is the symbol of the flaw of this system. Investors they should be able to hear all about this guy before he joins the board. They should be forced to listen to our horrible podcast and learn about Joe DePinto before he joins the board. They should vote on this guy. All right.
DePinto, his only board success, is he's currently on the board of Brinker International, like the trucks. I think the Brinker trucks.
Yeah.
He has 10% influence there, and he's still. And he gets voted. He's been there for 15 years. This is the one place, and he's never leaving if he doesn't have to, because it's the only place he's done. He can blend in and no one pays
because he has
attention.
no industry expertise there, so he can just sit around. All right, what do you got?
GameStop was super useful for that. I'm going to vote for France blocks access to Polymarket.
Yeah, at least they're doing something.
Good. That's a real good thing.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's do some assholes. All right, are you ready for
a game?
billionaire? Yeah, it's a game.
Good, I love games.
And this is just asshole or not. I don't want to do.
Come on, they're going to all be
rankings.
Yes.
There's just yes or no's. Okay.
Fine.
Billionaire asshole says what speed round. Okay. I'm going to read you some headlines, and you're going to say asshole or not.
Come on.
We don't really have to go deep into the first one because we already talked about it. The first option here, Sam Altman. Here are the headlines. 2023, Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, calls for U.S. to regulate artificial intelligence.
Yeah, even more than that. He wanted like an international body.
Oh, yeah. Well, 2025, Sam Altman testifies at U.S. Senate hearing on AI competitiveness, says, quote, European-style AI rules that he said, if duplicated, would set the U.S. back in the global race against China.
Again, we're always at China. Yeah, we're at China.
He also rejected calls for regulation. He said proposals would be disastrous for AI developers. And he asked, he did say that I don't think we need it. It can be helpful, sensible regulation that does not slow us down, which is what he was asking for in 2025. So it took 2 years for him to come totally around. But then in 2026, he said, this is the headline, Sam Altman wants a global referee for AI.
Yeah.
That's what he said, a global referee. And then 2026, Sam Altman says the world urgently needs AI regulation. He said that earlier in February. And July 10th, OpenAI's head of safety is leaving the company.
Well, wouldn't you?
And July 21st, OpenAI says its AI models went rogue and attacked a digital library.
Let me make this worse for you, because again, I called Sam's reaction to regulation confused and shady. So let me add a few things. Last month, Sam argued in front of the Senate that AI developers should not have to obtain government approval before releasing new models to the public. Right?
Nice. Okay.
But then earlier this month, he said in an op-ed in the Financial Times that governments, rather than AI labs, should set the rules for artificial intelligence.
Yeah, but not. They should set the rules,
but
the rules should not no rules. The rule number one is do whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's the rule.
And then, but this guy, again, this is how he operates. He confuses you and he's a shady bastard. But let me keep going. Earlier this year, OpenAI president Greg Brockman and Andreessen Horowitz launched a super PAC called Leading the Future, dedicating $100 million to opposing AI regulation, right?
Yeah, well, of course.
So there you go. Yeah.
This is the Zuck playbook in which Zuck goes in front of Congress.
Zuck's clearer. I think Zuck's clearer.
Zuck says to Congress,
to be fair,
please regulate us. Somebody needs to regulate us. And then when asked a follow-up question, he says, but China is a major threat. So
can I give Zuck some credit
it's
here?
It's either us or China.
Let me give Zuck some credit. Zuck moves in waves. So for 4 years, he acts one way, right? But then the next 5 years, he changes his mind, does another thing. Sam does this every day. He's constantly being confusing and shady, whereas Zuck just becomes a different person, right? He just changes his mind completely. But Sam is changing his mind in every conversation he's trying.
Can we just say they're all horrible?
Asshole. So let's move on.
Elon Musk. Do you need to hear the headline, or do you want it?
No, because there are so many things to talk about with Elon this week, like every week, but I don't know where you're going to land on this.
My headline was Elon Musk declares I'm not racist after posting racially charged content throughout January 2026.
Can I be honest with you? Can I be candid for a second about to you and the listener we have? Is that
sure.
I've actually never had a moment or needed to have a moment in my life where I had to tell people I'm not racist.
Correct. When you have to say I'm not racist,
I want to get there, but I've never had to.
Aren't you?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, let's not forget this whole stupid story about this. He's mad at one of the great filmmakers of our times, Christopher Nolan. He's mad about the Odyssey because he cast someone who's black in it, and he's now wants to bankroll Mel Gibson, who is one of the all-time known anti-Semites of the world. He wants to bankroll him to make an actual, like, historically accurate version of a made up story, of a fictional story.
So funny thing here. There is no historical accurate Odyssey because it's make-believe.
If there is, Mel Gibson would know, right? Mel Gibson would know how to do. I just love that Elon Musk thinks he is better, again, than the preeminent filmmaker of our time.
Yeah.
Right?
One of the best, and the movie, which I'm going to see tomorrow, is supposed to be one of the best movies ever made, right? Like, it's supposed to be beautiful, wonderful,
shot in 70 millimeters. The first movie shot with IMAX cameras, and it was a long history. I mean, the guy's been making since it started with Memento in the 90s. I mean, this guy's been making
awesome movies,
incredible movies. Elon Musk is the worst. I mean, he's absolutely the worst. He's actually the worst.
Maybe to add fuel to that fire, on January 22nd of this year, he posted that whites are a rapidly dying minority. So that's probably why he's angry about a black woman getting the role of Helen of Troy in the fictitious Odyssey.
He was also fighting
woke.
He was fighting with a reporter from The Economist this week too about immigration. I don't know why he has so much to say about immigration in the United Kingdom, but he's really into it.
He's a white man from South Africa.
Yeah, who lives in Texas.
Everything about him is I fucking hate everyone who's not a white person.
But why is he commenting about immigration in the United Kingdom?
Because he's got a trillionaire. Trillionaires just comment about everything.
But do you know what he says about it? He's saying that there is a coming race war.
Yeah, of course, because that's what every Nazi says, right? Like, this is a billionaire asshole says
view
what
of humanity. It's just a bleak man. Yeah.
I'm gonna guess you that's a yes for asshole.
I'm gonna say yes, asshole.
Okay, I'm shocked. How about this one? Jensen Huang.
Okay.
Jensen Huang says AI leaders need to be thoughtful in how they talk about AI. We're scaring people. Here's a quote. Quote, I think that we ought to be much more enthusiastic about it. Help the United States realize that the only way we get left behind is if we don't apply the technology.
What does it even mean? What does it mean get left behind?
He's talking about China, obviously. He's talking about China.
But what does he mean when he says the United States? He's not talking about the people, right? He's talking about, who's he talking about? The companies, the corporations?
People.
Although the Supreme Court said corporations are people, so I don't know.
People need to be excited about this because otherwise China wins. So he's basically like,
why is that a problem for me? if China does well at something, does that ruin my life here in the state in New England?
Is this some sort of fundamental like communism thing again?
I
Like,
don't know.
is it
Does my ocean water
1952?
turn into like nails and sharks if China wins? Like, I don't even know what they're talking about anymore.
Like I have to speak Mandarin. I don't have to speak Mandarin. I live in the United States, right? Like I don't know I don't understand what everything is.
I'm not going to
Jensen
call
Wang.
Jensen an asshole. I'm going to call him just like a dope. He's an idiot. He's just a
So
greedy.
it's a no.
I don't know what
it's
he
a
is.
binary, so there's just a no.
I don't know. Yeah, he's just okay. Thanks.
How about Zuck?
Oh, come on.
Call us whatever the hell you want. Mark Zuckerberg just launched an AI optimism blitz using nostalgia to sell
Right.
Meta's AI future.
Well, what do you mean?
Backlash.
He's paying for advertising?
He did a pre-recorded
Like World
video
Cup commercials?
in which he said, quote, call us optimists, call us dreamers, call us whatever the hell you want, but we're betting on people and we like those odds.
Well, they're betting on people because he's using the people to get like excessively wealthy and powerful.
Second thought for the pre-recorded video. Doesn't Zuck have an AI avatar that he uses internally to replace himself?
MetaZuck.
MetaZuck, like that's a real thing. That's not a make-believe thing. They announced that they had created an avatar for Mark Zuckerberg to respond to his own employees, so he didn't have to because it was wasting his time.
You know what's too bad, really? You know what's really too bad is that without Elon Musk, Zuck would easily be the biggest asshole in the world, but he's just not. He's not.
Without Elon Musk, Zuck wouldn't have somebody he's just imitating. All he does is copy. Like he goes out and talks about masculinity after Musk does. He doesn't
Let me credit
come up
Zuck
with anything
again.
himself.
I'm going to credit Zuck again here, is that he is not like a constant racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic. He's not like constantly speaking it like
He
Elon
doesn't
does.
say that, sure.
Right. I mean, maybe he thinks it. I don't really care, but Elon, this is like his daily existence, right? So I give Zuck credit. I will say this about Zuck. He is not the world's biggest asshole.
Wow.
And Jim Cramer will also say that he is definitely not a bozo.
Definitely
right?
not a bozo. Yeah. Not a bozo.
But a college dropout.
I don't say. I think he's like a self-loathing beta is what he is.
But I will say, for the sake of this quiz, he's an asshole.
He's so punchable to me. I don't know.
All right, move on. This is getting weird.
Bill Ackman.
Oh, come on. We don't have to play this game. What did Bill Ackman do?
Oh, well, the headline is CEOs agree there's an affordability crisis, but how to solve it isn't so simple. But
That's
Bill
a
Ackman's
lie. Remember we covered it this week. What was her name? Molly Moon. Molly Moon Metzel.
Yeah.
She gives anyone who works up to 18 hours. She gives full health benefits. She also
she was paying $1,000 a month per child for health care.
For childcare.
For childcare.
And it's a successful company. So
See,
which means that you could probably scale that to any company.
The CEOs who are agreeing there's an affordability crisis are the ones who are laying off people and saying AI, and they take literally billions from labor. They literally just pocket money for themselves, right? But Bill Ackman said in this article, quote, "When I grew up, if a guy in my neighborhood got a Corvette, no one resented the guy.
That's not true.
Everyone was like, wow, that's super
No,
cool.
that's not true.
Hopefully someday I can be as successful as that guy so I can buy a Corvette too."
What
we want to
neighborhood
get
did he grow
back
up
to
in?
that version of America.
Yeah, we never had that version of America.
I didn't grow up with that version of America. I looked at the guy who had a Corvette and I was
finger.
Like, yeah, what a fucking asshole.
I mean, let's be fair. Like, it is a cute story, but Bill, I mean, that's not really how America is. I mean, America always gives the middle-aged balding guy in a midlife crisis who's going through a divorce or cheating on his wife, driving the Corvette, like the convertible. They always give them the middle finger. They don't envy him.
Bill Ackman is the son of the former chairman of New York real estate financing firm Ackman Ziff Real Estate Group. Like
So he thought it was cool that someone had a pretty okay sports car.
I don't understand what he
He's
went
lying.
to one of
He's full of
the
it.
like
He's
he
just
lived in a one of the more expensive communities in the country.
He's lying to
He
you.
went to Harvard. He's
just lying.
What are you talking about?
It's a fake.
When I grew up,
It's a fake populism. He's definitely an
So
asshole.
asshole or not, because a liar's not necessarily an asshole.
Yeah, I can't even.
All right, last one.
You're killing me.
Andrea Lucas.
Oh, good. I see. At least I don't know who this is, so we can start fresh.
She's the chair of the EEOC, the
new
Equal Employment Opportunity Commission.
Oh, she's the white woman fighting against
she's the white
all
woman
the black people who are stealing white jobs. Is that it?
Not only did she demote the most qualified person there, who was a black woman, and promote another white woman into a position above that black woman.
Well, at least it was a woman, right?
Okay. All right. I guess. Yeah. She also tweeted out that if any white men feel they've been discriminated against, please contact the EEOC, as an open invitation to get white men to sue companies because they have an agenda to fight against companies. Oh, she is the one.
She's specifically representing white men, not just white people.
Not women, just white men.
Wow.
It was the call out.
Who is this person?
And she specifically was the one who targeted Nike for their diversity programs.
Right. The company built on the black culture of America.
Yeah. Here's the latest communication
literally,
from the EEOC.
Literally probably the most famous company in the world that was built on the culture, specifically the culture of African Americans, right?
Yeah, well, that's who they targeted.
But you couldn't probably find a company that was
reverse racism.
Sold that culture more to become a juggernaut. So, right? Could you name a bigger company?
No,
and you couldn't.
And the EEOC targeted them for investigating them for reverse racism, right?
Right, for helping
white males,
black people. Okay. Yeah. By hiring them.
The EEOC announced, here's the headline: employers may no longer have to disclose race and gender data. Since 1966, they've had to disclose this data to the EEOC. And the reason why they've had to is so that because lawsuits basically were coming about how companies have been discriminating against people of color and women since 1966. Now they're saying effectively it's racist for us to ask is what Andrea Lucas is saying. Quote, collecting such data of Andrea Lucas'
this is awful.
press release.
You're hurting me. This is awful.
Collecting such data about employees' race and sex, absent any specific allegation of discrimination, not only risks hindering effective enforcement of equal employment laws, but also raises constitutional concerns. So she's basically saying the Constitution prohibits us from asking for the data unless someone specifically alleges that there is discrimination, is what she's saying. Meanwhile, the same week they announced that, Nike announced a $7.5 million settlement because they discriminated against a woman at Nike who sued them because she was getting paid less than a male counterpart with the same job, and Nike had to settle. So while the EEOC is investigating Nike for racism against white men, Nike had to settle a lawsuit against a woman because they were paying the white men more than they were paying the woman.
Just stop.
So how about that? Andrea Lucas.
The woman she replaced, Victoria Lipnick, on the other hand, fought for civil rights protections and employment for LGBT individuals.
Don't even look at who she replaced. She replaced a
double down
line,
on anti-harassment training during the Me
Too
movement.
Line of highly qualified individuals, whereas Andrea Lucas and Catherine.
Well, I'll say this:
her name now, Lipschitz or something. I don't
Victoria Lipnick was the last. Head
No. Catherine Eskbach. That's her name. Okay. Catherine Eskbach, who Lucas brought in. The EEOC actually hasn't filled 2 members. They've just leaving it vacant.
That's one of the ways they're killing.
It's one of the ways they're getting away with all this shit
and saving money. Yeah,
it is literally they are the worst.
Stop. I will say for this week only, because I like to do this as of the week. She's my asshole of the week.
I like that. All right.
And Andrea Lucas, I pray you're listening, right? Because how many podcasts are talking about you? So I pray you're listening. I want to congratulate you that you beat out for asshole of the week Bill Ackman, Mark Zuckerberg, Jensen Huang. No, he's not an asshole. You beat Bill Ackman, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and Sam Altman.
Yeah, that's hard.
Right?
What a crew! What a murderer's row!
Yeah,
that's like she's like the Cape Verde of the asshole.
All right,
World
let's
Cup.
come on, move on. Actually, we're making good time today. I love
All
this.
right,
I'm so
headlines,
hungry. Yeah.
winners, predictions.
Speaking of being hungry,
I don't like any of this.
before I get to my food headlines of the week, I want to start with this one. I love I feel like it should be a requirement that we pick our headline of the week, but then we also pick our Jamie Dimon Says headline of the week too.
Yeah, I think that's a new feature.
Yeah.
Jamie Dimon Says it's just a segment.
So mine this week was Jamie Dimon says insecurity, not ego, is what destroys the careers of top CEOs.
Oh.
So they need more ego.
They need more ego.
Yeah, because I mean, when you're looking at like the Sam Altmans, the Jensen Huangs, the Elon Musks, the Mark Zuckerbergs, where's the ego, right? Where's the ego?
Just so we know what that's in response to, or likely in response to, there was a study 2 weeks ago that showed that narcissistic CEOs were the most likely to force you to come back to work, right? Like, so if Jamie Dimon was among them. The way they measured narcissism was the size of your picture in your annual report, the size of your pay package relative to peers,
the size of your knee pads,
the size of your signature, like it was like all about big, right? Like big shit. And now Jamie Dimon's saying, no, it's not ego that's a problem. It's you're too insecure.
So here are my two headlines of the week. Burger King.
I like that.
Lettuce lovers are confused and afraid. I just like the way that's poetic. Lettuce lovers are confused and afraid.
Yeah, they are. Are you
Are
a
there lettuce
lover?
lovers out there?
Are you a lettuce lover?
I mean, I love arugula. That's lettuce, right?
That's lettuce shit. I mean, I only get lettuce.
I like
from
spinach and kale, but that's
local
not
farm
lettuce, is
share.
it? Is spinach kale lettuce? No.
No, it's lettuce adjacent. Yes.
My second one is Burger King is promising a free Whopper if its burger doesn't meet your expectations. Now think about this. If the disgusting burger, if you hate the disgusting burger they shove down your gullet, they're going to make it up by giving you a free disgusting burger. Think about the math there, though. This is their plan. Let me ask you this: has Joe DePinto ever been on the board of Burger King? Right?
Probably at some point. I'm wondering what it thinks my expectations are of your burgers.
My expectation when I go to Burger King is getting a horrible burger.
In which case it met your expectation, right? Like, I'd be like, get a free one.
I'd be like, this is gross. Perfect. Thank you. Have a good day.
I don't need another one. I don't need a free one.
What a dumb. Yeah. What do you have? What's your headline?
Here was mine. Taco Bell is dropping the price on one of its menu items to $1 for a day, and yes, it's lettuce free.
Yeah. Well, this answers the why I put a lot of companies into the drug categories in our show, like like Mark Zuckerberg's companies or betting companies or like fast food or Netflix. This is what drug dealers do, right? Like maybe the last batch of heroin they were selling on the street was like laced with fentanyl and killed like 4 people.
Sell it for $1.
Yeah, so they're like, look, we're good. Come back. We're fine now. We're good, right? I mean, isn't that what Taco Bell is doing? Who would go into Taco Bell with all this explosive diarrhea going on? What if a piece of lettuce fell in your gordita, or whatever.
As if Taco Bell wasn't already giving you diarrhea.
That's true.
To begin
That's
with.
true.
Yeah. But I love that because of this outbreak, because of the Trump explosive diarrhea syndrome,
Trump ruins everything.
They had to remove the only thing on the taco that was probably good for you. They removed the lettuce.
Right,
the lettuce, else.
which is just water. Yeah, right.
All right, who won the week?
Mine
is a tough week for you. I feel like
I'm a little overwhelmed this week. Look, I mean, I just need to repeat. OpenAI says its technology acted on its own in an unprecedented hack of another company. I mean, this is where we're at. I just want to remind you.
Yeah, I had forgotten from the earlier in the show.
My winner is the amount, the $7 billion. This amount, which like magically at Oracle, first they were struggling because they
needed $7 billion.
They were facing an obstacle, $7 billion obstacle, right? That's a headline And then the next headline from CNBC
found $7
saying they signed a contract for $7 billion. What the hell is happening?
That's a nice synergy. It's nice.
Let's not forget, this is Larry Ellison, one of Trump's BFFs. Yeah.
So my winner is kale because there's no
been a while
excess.
For kale.
There's no excess risk of getting diarrhea, and there's definitely no risk of getting diarrhea at Taco Bell from kale since they don't have kale. So
yeah, but kale could give you
win-win.
diarrhea, right?
I know. I'm saying there's no extra risk of diarrhea.
extra
Like
risk.
just regular kale diarrhea is one thing, but like there's no link to for kale. I mean, shouldn't everybody who loves lettuce just be like, just get kale for now?
I will tell you this though, Taylor Farms does sell kale.
Oh, really? Oh, don't buy kale. Never mind. What's your prediction?
Predictions. My prediction is that Jamie Dimon, the most famous kneeler in the world, let's not forget, the one of the richest, most arrogant CEOs of our times, of any times, during the Black Lives Matter movement, he performatively kneeled at a
in
Citibank, right?
Yeah, City, yeah.
He chose a Citibank location where there were a lot
Buffalo,
of black people
I think, or
working.
something, yeah.
He made sure to pick one where there were black people working, and then he kneeled because in solidarity, right?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, a few years later, he's stood by as the whole country has dismantled any love of the Black Lives Matter movement, and
he stood
DEI
up at
is
first.
ripped apart. Yeah.
He did say DEI was important at first, and then basically said all these programs are crap later on.
So our favorite kneeler, Jamie Dimon. My prediction is Jamie Dimon kneels on a head of lettuce.
Oh.
Right? I don't really know what it means.
Who's in solidarity with who?
I don't know. I don't know what it means, but I just think it's an important moment in America right now. Yeah.
All right. I have two predictions.
Yeah.
One real, one not so real. My real prediction is OpenAI IPO flops hard.
Well, this is okay. Thank you. This is what I'm saying. I actually think that the story is leading up to this. I think Sam is failing.
I think he's failing. I think he's going to get ousted. I think Sam gets ousted. In fact,
he's the Travis Kalanick of this world, the former horrible Uber CEO who got pushed out.
It leads to my second prediction, the fake prediction, which is the news media, after Altman gets ousted, celebrates Tasha McCauley and Helen Toner,
former directors,
the board directors at OpenAI, who saw this coming and tried to oust him. And OpenAI chair Brett Taylor resigns and makes Helen Toner the new chair on his way out. That's my prediction.
If that happens, then shouldn't our company finally be celebrated for being smarter than something?
I feel like somebody should, like our one listener should be like, wow. That will be the end of it, the celebration.
Like the one listener will be on a plane and they'll be staring at their bag of peanuts and be like, those guys are smarter than this bag of peanuts. Right?
That's the bar I like to hold myself to.
All right, come on.
That's Hazelnut Rawless, Peanut Rawless. I'm your analyst, Matt Muscardi. We are Free Float. We didn't do a proxy countdown this week because...
Well, I tried. I got a month of filing, so I do have some things, but it's not a lot going on.
It's not a lot going on, but we do have we've got access to this new board simulator. We've got scenario models. There's so much we are doing that I feel like we should come back to it.
We'll catch up on it next week.
We'll catch up on it next week. There was a shareholder primacy that came out on Wednesday. They're going to be off for a couple weeks coming soon.
Must be nice.
Get that one. But until next week, good. Bye.